Welcome or outside rather, to Mora High School, where we are playing this softball game today between the Pine City Dragons and the Mora Mustangs. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Alongside me is Zach Minnie McAfee Peterson. Zach, how are you today?
Oh, just great hearing that Minnie McAfee once again, being out here outside, like you said, for
Yes.
my first time of the year being out here. My first time ever actually being
Yeah.
outside doing an outside game, so it's good to be out here.
Yeah, it's interesting. And the first game WCMP did of the spring sports season, it was a bit of a rainy one. It didn't get rained out, thankfully, but it was a bit of a rainy one. We had a game against Cambridge Isani and Proctor. That one was a victory for Proctor 4-0, but a good pitching performance between those two teams. The other game was this Mora team taking on St. Cloud Cathedral. Mora did get the victory in a high-scoring affair, 15-14 over St. Cloud Cathedral. And of course, neither of these teams played last year because of COVID. And thankfully this year we're able to get back out here and play these games, and things are starting to get back towards normal. They're not there yet, but we keep doing the right things. We keep going the way we are. We're going to get back there sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and you mentioned the rainy game and stuff too. This game was almost in fear of being canceled due to Pine City's fields flooding, but here in Mora, I'm assuming Pine City will still be the home team?
I believe so, so I think we'll see Pine City be pitching first to begin this game. We will wait to find out for sure, but we assume that is how it is going to be, as it looks like Mora's getting their bats warmed up on their side of the things. But like I mentioned, last year neither teams could play due to COVID-19, but in 2019, Mora went 12-7 in their season. They were a pretty high-scoring team in the wins that I see here on the stat sheet. They're in the double digits almost every single game, and now they had a few close games, but I see one game on here that is 26-0. So this team from 2 years ago can score a lot of points. I also see a loss on here that is 2-12. So they were a really good team from 2 years ago. Now, of course, some of those seniors have graduated. Some of the juniors turned to seniors and graduated last year. So unfortunate, but we're back again. We're back at it this year, and this team, they played St. Cloud Cathedral. They looked pretty good. They got the win 15-14. That was in the rain. Today might be a different story.
And you know, it's a completely different story when you come out here and we're doing these spring sports, because like you said, last year we were able to see a good chunk of winter and fall sports, and to have spring sports be canceled, I mean, you got to look at it. These two teams haven't played in 2 years.
Yeah.
So any film or anything you have on them, if they're seniors or juniors, you have nothing on them anymore. You have to go way back to some JV tapes if you have them.
Yeah, I got to throw those tapes out and look for some new ones, but so Pine City, as you can see on your screen, will be pitching first. So Mora is technically the away team, even though we are in Mora. But again, the game had to get moved due to Pine City's fields not being in the greatest conditions, because we got a lot of rain and even some flakes of snow. But of course, we're pretty lucky here, because it's April and it could be blizzard-like conditions outside for Minnesota.
Yes.
But we're lucky. It's been kind of an early spring for us here, so we're lucky to be able to get out here and play this game today. Of course, Pine City 2 years ago in 2019 was 4-12. They had a decent year. Of course, not the year that they would have hoped for, but again, they're looking to start this year anew. And of course, you're going to see these pitches come right at your face here today, as we're set up right behind home plate. So that'll be kind of interesting to see. As for me, I know I'm going to get caught a couple of times flinching as the ball comes back and hits either a foul ball or a throw that goes into the plate. I know I'm going to catch myself flinching a couple times, but these teams are just about set. We're getting some. The infield is warming up. The outfielders look like they're just about set to get going. They're warming up their arms, and I'm really excited for this one. It's a bit windy. It's a bit windy, but for Minnesota in the middle of April, it's not too bad outside. For a start of this game, we're sitting at about 48 degrees, so just under 50, but the wind, it's not too bad, and when the winds die down, it's actually really beautiful.
It's very nice, especially when that sun comes out, too. It should be a good, nice game here tonight between the two. Hopefully the weather stays nice. Hopefully not too windy for the rest of the night.
Right, and it looks like these clouds are kind of breaking up as they come through, so it looks like this game will be pretty sunny, and we'll be in for a pretty nice weathered game. Better than the first one, I did, that is for sure. So we have our first batter coming up here for Mora. It is Morgan Mann. Now, she played basketball for this team. She was a very good basketball player, and I'm sure she is a great athlete as well. The pitcher here for Pine City winds up, and the first pitch is on the way. Just outside for ball one. The pitcher here for Pine City is Samantha Schneider. So 1-0 is the count here for Morgan Mann. The 1-0 pitch is on the way. That one is just outside as well. Count moves to 2-0. So Pine City hasn't played a game yet this year, Zach, and sometimes, especially for a pitcher, coming out in a game like this, that's supposed to be at home, but instead it's not on your home field. That's got to be a big mental barrier to kind of get over.
And especially after, again, 2 years of essentially not playing, and the last time probably playing being in JV or 7th or 8th grade.
So 3-0 pitch is on the way. That one's in there for strike one. Good comeback pitch there by Samantha Schneider. She was down 3-1 in the count, or excuse me, 3-0 in the count, but now she moves to 3-1. A good comeback pitch right there. So the count sits at 3-1. Schneider with the windup and the pitch. That one's high, and that's going to be ball 4. So the first batter, Morgan Mann, will walk. And the Mora Mustangs have their first batter on base. And we have one runner on, no outs. Top of the first inning here as Schneider gets set to wind up. It's a bunt there from the batter. The throw from Blatz is into first, not in time as the player gets safe. Morgan will go to third. Morgan Mann is going to head home trying to get the first score on the board for the Mustangs. She will. And the Mustangs get on the board first after a throw to first is just over the head of the first baseman. And the Mustangs get on the board first here, 1-0. A bunt there from Jaden Robb. She gets on and gets, I think that'll be counted as an error, so it won't count, I believe, as an RBI.
Yeah, I think that's the first bunt double I've ever seen.
Of course, the double coming on an error for Pine City, but nonetheless, the Mustangs do lead 1-0. Now up to bat is Anna Athey. Count sits at 1-0, 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 pitch is on its way from Schneider. Ooh, that one dipped just low at the last second to fall for ball 2. No outs, 1 on here for the Mustangs. They've already put a score on the board. And Rob out there on second. Windup in the pitch is swung on and hit towards the second baseman. Oh, she'll drop it, and the shortstop has a hard time bringing it in, and that's Rob going to go to home plate from second. And that'll put another point on the board here for the Mora Mustangs. So the shortstop, she had it for a moment. The shortstop out there is Olivia Montebrand. If I've seen the number right, I think that was number 16. I could be wrong.
And so far, what really great offense we've seen from Mora. We saw obviously the first batter, Morgan Mann, she sat on it and got the walk, and then the good bunt there in the second one, and even the third batter, Anna Athey, sitting on the ball for her bat for the first 2, getting down to the 2-0.
And now Schneider gets a first pitch strike here on Michaela Peterson.
It's the first time she hasn't been behind in the count so far.
Yeah, so this will be interesting. Now she's ahead in the count. Let's see if she'll be a little bit aggressive here. And that one's right in there as well. So 2 pitches and 2 strikes here for Schneider. No outs. 2 runs on the board for Mora and 1 on. That runner is Anna Athey at first with a nice hit. And went to the shortstop. Was unable to grab it. And Schneider, this one is hit to left field, pulled, and it goes foul. Nice hit there by Michaela Peterson, trying to drive it the opposite way, trying to get it right down that third baseline. It just traveled foul, but she turned on that pitch because that one was a bit inside, and she turned on it.
And you now can see the left fielder here for Pine City moving a little bit more towards that foul line. She was sitting pretty far out on it.
Schneider with the 0-2 pitch on the way. This one's inside. It's going to go past the catcher, and it looks like Athey will move to second. Thinks about moving to third, but she'll stop at second, and that is where she will stay. So pitch goes behind the catcher. Brings the count to 1-2 for the Dragons pitcher Schneider. Of course, the batter is Michaela Peterson. Here's the windup and the pitch from Schneider. This one's inside a little bit on Peterson. She swings on it. Hits it foul. Count will stay at 1-2 here for Schneider. Again, the Mustangs lead 2-0 here at the top of the first. No outs, 1 on. That runner on second is Anna Athey. Peterson down on the count 1-2. Here's the pitch. This one swung on and missed, but the catch is dropped by the catcher. Or I should say the strikeout is dropped by the catcher. Now, you can run if the pitch is dropped. If you swing on it on a third strike and it's dropped, you can run to first. You can be tagged or thrown out, but she technically strikes out but still makes it to first. Good. Here's the windup and the pitch. Looked like they had a bunt on here, and the runner's going to test it. That's Athey. She gets the first in time. The throw back to the pitcher is not in time. And Athey will score from third on the pitch that just gets away from the catcher. She had it for a moment, but then it just got away from her. And that'll score another run here for the Mustangs. They now lead 3-0. The runner moves from first to second here, and that is Michaela Peterson.
Michaela Peterson moved from first to third, actually.
Yes,
she
first
was
to third.
very aggressive. Base running aggressiveness today has been very good for the Mustangs.
Good awareness, and the ball is inside. I believe that is going to make the count 2-0 now for Shea Asmus. 3-0 is the score at the top of the first. Schneider with the 2-0 pitch. This one is low and inside for ball 3. Good block there by the catcher, Rena Reiser. Nice stop there by the catcher Reiser, making sure that third base runner Peterson cannot advance. Good block, but the pitcher Schneider down 3-0 in the count. It's 3-0 in favor of Mora. Here's the windup in the pitch. Inside, ball 4. The runner's going to go. Peterson gets to home plate with ease. And the runner, Asmus, is going to go to second. Just a bit of a miss there by the Dragons. As it's, good, again, good awareness, good base running awareness here from the Mora Mustangs. Asmus, she noticed that the catcher wasn't ready for her to advance to second. She moves and got there in time. And now it is 4-0 in favor of the Mustangs. Here's the windup and the pitch. The bunt is on, and it goes right to the third baseman, Blatz. Blatz gonna get it to the first baseman. Oh, that's close. Did they get it in time? I think they're gonna call her out.
It was a very close play there, but a good play by the catcher to get the ball into first base, to get the first out of the inning.
Yeah, good job there by Lydia Blatz. We got a lefty here. That Peyton Oslin was the player thrown out. Now Lindsay Nosbush up to bat, the lefty. Here's the windup and the pitch swung on and missed by Nosbush. So Schneider gets ahead in the count now. 0-1. Runner on third is Asmus. She moves from second to third there. Schneider, 0-1 pitch on the way, swung on. This one's fouled back.
Way to not flinch on that one.
yeah, I didn't flinch. So count will go to 0-2 after that one is fouled back by Lindsay Nosbush.
And this right here is a good look and good awareness here by Nosbush, because she is down here, but the last time that the Mora Mustangs were down in the count, they ended up getting to first base of the actually strikeout.
Yes. So that pitch is swung on and fouled back as well. Count is now 0-2 for Lindsay Nosbush. 4-0. Mustangs lead. Here's Schneider. Line up. Pitch is low. That'll be ball 1. Ball 1 here for Nosbush. Count goes to 1-2. Mustangs lead here at the top of the first, 4-0. With 1 out and 1 on. That runner on third is Asmus. Schneider has to tie her cleat. And we're back to action here. Count is 1-2 now, with 1 out, 1 on. Schneider, windup, and the pitch. This one swung on and fouled back once again. So Nosbush has had a good eye for these pitches, but 3 balls she has fouled back. And you can't help but think if she connects with one, she might send one deep.
That's what I was thinking. She has a lot of power in the bat that I have seen. So if she connects with a good one here, could be dangerous.
Windup in the pitch. Ooh. Ooh, it looked like the ump might wanted to have called a strike there, but just high. And the count moves to 2-2 for Schneider. Windup and the pitch. This one's outside. Good catch, though, from the catcher, Reiser. That's why she's back there. Count moves to 3-2. Full count here for Nosbush.
This is now the 9th pitch of this at-bat due to the fouls. And I can't English right now. Not going to lie to you. That was...
Schneider, 3-2 pitch is on its way just outside, and that will be ball 4. So Nosbush will walk to first. 3 batters have walked in this first inning. And now up to bat will be Sophie Steffen.
And what a great job by Nosbush there. She was down 2-0 in the count very early, and she sat on the balls, and the balls that were strikes she was able to tip off. So
this one is swung on, hit right to second baseman, but it goes under her glove. That's going to score 1, and that score is going to be Asmus. Now running to third, that is Nosbush. Nosbush will move to that third base rather. Good hit there from Stefan. She got it right under that second baseman's glove, and it went out to the right fielder. Good job though by the right fielder to get up on it quickly and to get it in before, Nosbush can score. So Stefan gets on, 5-0 for the Mustangs. 1 on, 2 out, 2 on, 1 out. Wind up in the pitch is in there, then the runner's going to steal second. Stefan easily into second as she stands up. Taylor Hagberg is up to bat now for the Mustangs. This will be the last batter of the order. So they have gone through the entire order, have the Mustangs. They lead 5-0. Count is 1-0 here to Hagberg. Wind up in the pitch. That one's low, but it is swung on and tipped back. It's going to be bringing the count to 1-1 now. 1 out. 2 on for the Mustangs on second and third. 5-0 is the score. Schneider, wind up, pitch. That one's, just high. Won't look like it was in there, but just a little high. Count moves to 2-1 now. Runners at second and third. Mustangs lead 5-0. Wind up in the pitch from Schneider is just outside. Good block there from Reiser to not allow the ball to roll back to the fence and possibly get another score here from Nosbush. Count moves to 3-1 here for Schneider. Dragons trail 5-0 in the top of the first. Wind up and the pitch from Schneider. That one's in there. That one's hit right to the second baseman. This should be an easy out. It is. And now got to protect that home plate. They'll throw it into home plate. But after Nosbush gets the score, makes it 6-0 with 2 outs now. And now we'll go back to the top of the order for Morgan Mann. Morgan Mann walked her first time up. And she's got 2 outs with 1 on. So she's trying to get that runner from third in. Try and get that RBI. And that is Stefan on third. 2 out, 1 on. 6-0 is the lead for the Mustangs. Here's the windup in the pitch here to Mann. That one's in there for strike 1. Good first pitch here from Schneider. Get ahead in the count. 0-1. Top of the first. Again, Mustangs lead 6-0. Schneider's pitch is swung on, and that one is hit deep, deep, deep. And that is to the fence. Left fielder is going to get it, but not before Stefan gets in to score. Oh, Morgan Mann looking to possibly get an inside the park homer there, but she gets to third, so that is going to be an RBI triple here for Morgan Mann in her second at-bat.
I was about to say, let's see how she faces a strike for the first time, because the only strike that she had in her first at-bat was a foul ball.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see how she would do being behind in the count. Well, I think she answered it for me.
She did. 7-0, the Mustangs now lead. 2 outs, 1 on third. And Jaden Robb trying to get an RBI herself. Swung on and missed on the first pitch is Robb, and that moves the count to 0-1. Mustangs lead again, 7-0 now at the top of the first inning. Again, a lot of this scoring has just been from good base running and good awareness out there from the base runners. Schneider's second pitch is high for ball 1. Mustangs have been very aware out there on the bases when they are watching the pitches and watching the throws from the infielders and outfielders. Schneider's 1-1 pitch is on the way. This one swung on and popped up. It's coming back maybe to us. Not quite, so I won't have a chance. Good catch there from Reiser to get the third out of the inning. That one looked like it might travel back over the fence, so it looked like I might have had a chance to get here. Oh, no, but good catch there from Reiser to get that third and final out here in the top of the first. But Mora has done their damage, and they lead 7-0 in this top of the first inning. When we come back, we'll be ready for the bottom of the first. You're listening to Softball on WCMP.
Is winter ending? Spring coming? Hopefully soon. But at Aquarius Home Services, we know your furnace has been working hard, and we know warm weather will come. That means it's the perfect time to tune up both your furnace and air conditioner. During March, you can have both done for just $49. Yep, both for just $49. At Aquarius, you'll get amazing professional service and no surprise upfront pricing. We're just a click away at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
Health Fairview brings world-class care to North Branch. You'll have access to the latest groundbreaking research discoveries combined with convenient care close to home. In North Branch, their dedicated care team specializes in family medicine, diabetes education, and physical therapy. Most of the staff and providers from the Pine City Clinic are now available in North Branch. To schedule an appointment, call 1-855-FAIRVIEW or use MyChart. Urgent care is also available Monday through Friday from noon till 8 and 9 till 5 on the weekends.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available. Online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
Back here, Mora High School, the site for this softball game between the Dragons and the Mustangs. Mustangs lead 7-0 after the top of the first, but coming out to bat first for the Dragons at the bottom of the first is Danny Maish. She bunts, and it bunts back, and
Didn't flinch.
now you flinch at a ball coming back. That's all right. So you and I are 1-1 on the flinching, but 0-1 will be the count now after the bunt is fouled back by Maish. Pitcher here for Mora will be Michaela Peterson. This ball is in there for strike two. The catcher here for Mora will be Anna Athey. So Peterson to Athey. 0-2 count now for Danny Maish. Maish. That one's out inside rather for ball one. 1-2 will be the count. Again, Mustangs lead 7-0. Bottom of the first here. Maish, the leadoff batter here for the Dragons. She's down 1-2 in the count. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one swung on and missed just behind the pitch. And that'll be a strikeout here for the Mustangs. Peterson. So 1 out, none on. Now up to bat here for the Dragons is their pitcher, Schneider. Schneider up to bat. Here's the windup and the pitch. That one's well outside. Ball.
Wasn't a flinch. I moved out of the way. Was not a flinch.
Ball one.
Stealthily moving out of the way is what I will call that.
And you know, I'm sure we're not the only ones. I'm sure some of the folks watching who are watching these balls come back are flinching sometimes too, because it looks like it's coming right at the camera some of these times.
You always forget the fence is there until you realize it's there.
1-1 is the count after that ball is fouled back by Schneider. Get you more of the batter's box there. Peterson, count is 1-1 to Schneider. This ball swung on and missed. That one was a little bit high, a little bit of a rising ball there. She swung on and missed it. Good pitch to swing and miss on, though, because that one looked like if she nailed it, that would have been a good hit. But the 1-2 pitch is on the way. That good eye there from Schneider. That one was a bit of a...
Peterson tried to come back with the same pitch she just threw before that, kind of that little bit of a riser there at the end.
This one came out a lot slower, and good eye from Schneider. And then the strikeout pitch there from Peterson to Schneider. It was a bit low, and Schneider tried to get it and ground it out there to the outfield, but just missed on it, so she will strike out, and that's now 2 strikeouts here for Peterson. So they are leading 7-0. 2 outs, none on here for the the Dragons rather. Now up to bat is Reiser, the catcher. Nothing. The Mustangs lead. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swung on and hit down the first base line, but it goes foul, and that'll make it a strike. Count now moves, I believe, to 1-1. 1-1 here for Reiser. Peterson trying to get the 3 up, 3 down. Here's the windup and the pitch. Oh, that one swung on and missed. That was a good hit. Heads up. And that one goes into the field behind us, and I believe that is either JV or 7th through 8th grade playing over there. So Reiser, she's got some good contact on these balls here, but behind in the count now, 1-2. And if she gets on top of one of these, she could send it deep. Reiser with the 1-2 pitch coming her way. Oh, and that one's a little bit inside, but they're going to call the strike, and that's going to be a strikeout for Reiser. You and I both looked at that one. That one looked a little bit inside, but they called it the strike. And so Reiser does strike out there to end the first inning. That's a tough pitch there. That's one of those where it could have really gone either way. It goes for a strikeout.
I think that's a pitch that no one's really mad about it being a strike, but if it were called either way, everyone would understand.
So we are done with the first inning of play here between Mora and Pine City. Mora does lead 7-0, but again, the wind, it's a little bit chilly when you're out there, and I'm sure, standing out there, we're kind of surrounded by some fences and the dugout, so we probably have it a little bit less than the fielders do, so they're probably feeling it a little bit more, and I'm sure it takes a little while for these pitchers and these outfielders to warm up a little bit, because when you're cold, you don't really want to move too much.
Yeah.
But, after one, those nerves kind of go away, you start to warm up a little bit, and Pine City, again, hasn't played a game yet, so, I'm sure the nerves are there. They were there for probably the entire first inning, but they're done with the first inning, and now I'm sure they're ready. They know what they're getting into. They're getting back out there, and they're prepared now. And sometimes you just need to get that first inning out of the way, and then things start to roll.
And like you said, especially after essentially 2 years of not playing, and
right
now someone who was 2 years ago a sophomore is now in the position of being a senior where they have to now lead this team.
Mm-hmm.
So being kind of thrusted and forced into that is an interesting thing, but we'll see how they come out in the second inning here.
So again, Schneider is the pitcher here for Pine City. Down 7-0. Pine City, again, technically the home team here today. They had to move fields because Pine City's fields was just a little too wet for this game due to the rain and some snow that we got. But we are set for the top of the second inning. Leadoff batter will be Anna Athey here for the Mustangs. Her first time up, she got on base. Nice hit. Schneider. Wind up. And the pitch. Low for ball one. This one goes past the catcher. But that's okay. None are on base. And you're okay with that when none are on the base. And, we got to give credit to catchers because those balls are coming in there pretty quickly, and you only have a split second to react, and sometimes it hits the dirt, it bounces one way, or it hits a little marble on the dirt. So it's not easy being a catcher.
Oh, from how many times I flinched, I know I wouldn't be able to do it.
Ball two. That one a little high from Schneider. 2-0 is the count here for Anna Athey. Schneider, she got ahead in the count a couple of times there in that first inning. She looked good, and here's that pitch is in there for strike one. That's a beautiful pitch there from Schneider. That one started off a little bit high and then sank down and came in there right for a strike. A bit on the outside of the plate there, but just on the outside enough to where it cut that corner, and count moves to 2-1. Here's the pitch. This one's winding up and swung on and hit towards the center fielder. Center fielder gets under it. Oh, and she had it in her glove, but she dropped it. I have a feeling the sun had to be an issue on that one. Oh, that's unfortunate because the center fielder out there, she had it in her grasp.
She was right under it there.
But unfortunately, just missed it. Unfortunate play there, and you can't help but think the sun maybe plays a little bit of a factor out there. Sun gets in your eyes, and you can't see that well, so I'm sure that was a factor. So that one's going to be a drop, and Athey gets on board. Could have been the first out, but that's okay. Only one on here, no outs for the Mustangs, leading 7-0 at the top of the second inning. Peterson up to bat. This one, inside, and the runner Athey's going to advance to third. And looking maybe to go home. She'll stop at that third base. As Reiser gets it into Schneider. Getting just so hard to be a catcher. The balls just hit the dirt just one way, and it goes the other, and you think it's going to go this way. A lot of credit to catchers. Schneider behind count 1-0. Here's the pitch. Swung on and tipped back. That one's tipped back foul. Count moves to 1-1 here. Athey on third. Michaela Peterson up to bat here for the Mustangs. Mustangs lead 7-0 in the top of the second. 1-1 pitch is on the way. Swung on and missed. Good pitch there from Schneider. Count moves to 1-2 now.
I believe that was read just a tad late there by Peterson. She had it right where the ball was. I think she just read it just a tad late, but that would have been a beautiful hit had she made contact.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one's in the dirt, goes behind, and now Athey's going to try and come in and score, and she will get there in time. And that'll be another score for the Mustangs as they now lead 8-0. That was one of those cases of the ball where it went back and it went all the way back, and that's so hard for a catcher to go all the way back and try and get it back to the pitcher in time to prevent a score. On those, sometimes you just just have to give it up and hope for another chance. It is 2-2 now. This one's on the way. This one's hit down the third base line. It's going to go foul.
And with that last pitch too, we saw that it hit and rolled it just went, like you said, it completely changes direction from how it was going. As a catcher, you can't really prepare for that.
Right. So 2-2, the count remains for Michaela Peterson. Schneider, wind up, and the pitch. That one swung on and hit to the left fielder. She's not going to get there in time. It's going to go all the way back to the fence. Peterson, she is quick. She gets around second, going for 3. And she will get into 3 standing up. She might have been able to push for home on that one. She was moving.
I think if third base coach would have waved her through and she would have kept her momentum, I think she would have made it.
She might have. Now, she, in that first inning, had a strikeout that went back. It was dropped, and the catcher couldn't grab it in time, and she made it on base, and then actually made it to second because they were worried about the runner getting to third. This pitch is swung on and hit to right field. It's going foul. No, it stays in. It's going to stay fair, and that's going to bring Peterson home. Wow.
And that's one of those balls, again, that I believe that the sun may have had something to do with that. The second baseman was running to it, almost going to look like she would have gotten there before the right fielder, but she was looking up into the sun while she was trying to run to it. So I believe the sun had something to do with it, and the fear of colliding with each other, too.
Yes, so that will make it 9-0 now for the Mustangs. Schneider, first pitch is a little low. That'll be ball 1. Yeah, that ball, though, that was right on the line, and it just got inside that foul line out there, and I think, the right fielder might have thought, that it might go foul, but she was chasing after it. Just again, that sun might have played a little bit of a factor. This one gets away from the catcher Reiser, and Asmus thought about going to third, but the catcher will get there, and so Asmus moves from first to second. Schneider now down in the count 2-0.
And the opportunities that have just been arising for these Mora girls is they have not, in an aspect like that where the catcher loses the ball or something, they have not been able to get on move base after that. They have been amazing awareness on the base running.
They really have. Now down the counter, Schneider 3-0 to Peyton Oslin. Here's the pitch. Oh, that one gets away from her. That's going to come right back to the fence. A good job there from the catcher Reiser to get back to it and not allow Asmus to get any further than third base. So Oslin, after getting out on her first at-bat, walks in this one. And there are 2 on now for the lefty Lindsay Nosbush. 2 on, none out rather. Scores 9-0. The Mustangs lead. Top of the second. Schneider with the windup and the pitch. Nosbush was looking to bunt, but and then good awareness there from Oslin to steal. I think she might have been stealing anyways, but a good awareness either way. Runners on second and third here for Nosbush, and Nosbush, as she's shown at that first pitch, she looking to bunt. I wouldn't be surprised if this comes up again. No, she's going to swing, and that one's in there for strike 1. So 1-1.
And that's what it makes me wonder if she went into the bunting motion before the pitcher finished her motion. So it makes me wonder if she was trying to make her switch up her pitch a little bit.
This one is swung on and hit foul. I'll move the count to 1-2. And you say that, and now she hasn't had that bunting motion since. So maybe that was just for the steal.
Little mind games, maybe.
Little mind games. None on, 2 out. Runners on second and third. Nosbush up to bat. She's down to the count 1-2. Here's the pitch. That one's outside, and Reiser gets just out of her glove, just almost right off the tip of it. But she gets up to it before the runner can try to advance to home.
And that right there was kind of a good play by Reiser. She didn't want to hustle to the ball. She wanted to stay in between the baseline and the third base runner there.
Yeah.
So heads up play by the catcher to not freak out and try to rush to it.
Schneider with the 2-2 count. Pitch is on the way. That one's in there. That one swung up. It's popped up a little bit to the left fielder center. Oh, and it gets down. Left fielder and shortstop trying to communicate, but it drops in between them. And that will bring in Asmus to score. That makes it 10-0. And just a good hit there from Lindsay Nosbush. She gets on base and gets an RBI there. Score should be 10-0. Now up to the plate is Sophie Steffen. Here's the windup and the pitch to her. Swung on and missed for strike one. None out, 2 on here again for the Mustangs. Oslin is on second, Nosbush on first. Steffen at the plate, down in the count, 0-1. Here's the windup, and the pitch from Schneider is in there for strike 2. So again, Schneider ahead in the count here. We've seen her get ahead in the count before, and she's done a good job when she gets ahead. But Mora, they've just been very good with their at-bats and getting, just like that. They get a bat on the ball here, being down 0-2. That's being aggressive. And then bit of a mistake there from the outfielder for Pine City. Didn't get the ball in just quick enough, and that will allow Oslin to come in and score. So Steffen, a nice hit there. She'll get an RBI. It was an RBI single. And now Taylor Hagberg will be up to the plate. None out. 2 on here for the Mustangs, as Hagberg is up to the plate. Top of the second inning, and I believe the score should say 11-0, but it says 10. We'll wait and see at the end of this top half and see what the scoreboard says. There they go, they changed it. 11-0 is the score. First pitch for Hagberg was high, and now it is in there, and that ball got away.
The double steal executed perfectly.
Reiser,
there.
yeah. Trying to get the lead runner out at third, but she gets in there. And that is Nosbush at third now. So runners at second and third. Count is 1-1 here for Hagberg. Again, none out, 2 on. Wind up, and the pitch from Schneider is up, and thank goodness it doesn't hit anybody.
It was very close over there.
It does.
To hitting a couple people.
That was very close. And with games like this where you got fields all around you, you have to be very aware, very careful, and got to be watching everywhere because balls can they can seemingly fall
really
out of the sky.
come out of anywhere. It's raining softballs.
1-2 is the count. This one is in there, but it is just inside for the ball, and that makes the count 2-2 now for Taylor Hagberg. Schneider trying to get out of this inning. None out, 2 on. Wind up in the pitch. Low. That's going to go to the backstop. This is going to be a close place at home. And not in time. Nosbush does score. That was going to be a close play at home either way. Reiser got back to the ball quickly, but very aware and moving quickly was Nosbush as well. Schneider, that one's in there, dropped. Got to get it to first, and she does for the first out. Now we got a runner coming to home. And again, just great awareness here from these Mora Mustang base runners. The third strike was dropped. They got it to first in time for the out, but then Steffen came home and scored. Now they have it 13-0. I don't believe that is right. Or maybe I'm behind. I'm not a math major. No. 13-0 is the scoreboard reads. 1 out for Dragons. This pitch is in the dirt, gets away from the catcher. But no base runners out there, so that's all right. Schneider down in the count, 1-0 here for Morgan Mann. Top of the order again here for the Mustangs. Wind up. And the pitch. This one, that one, they're going to call that one just inside. Count moves to 2 balls, no strikes here for Morgan Mann. Her last at-bat, she hit an RBI triple. Wind up in the pitch from Schneider. Ooh, that one is just high. And the count moves to 3 balls and no strikes here.
So far from what I've seen from this umpire, he's going to make you work for it to get that strike zone.
He really is. He's got a tight strike zone, and this one's in there for strike 1. Good comeback pitch there from Schneider. Brings the count to 3-1 now. And that's got to be so hard for a pitcher, you know, being down in the count 3-0 and to come back. You got to worry about not leaving it out there too much for the batter to hit, but get it in there, and there's another one. And Schneider will now bring the count to 3-2. I mean, being down 3-0, that's got to be nerve-wracking as it is, but then trying to for sure get the ball in the strike zone without it getting in a compromised place so the batter hits it deep, and that one is going to be just inside. And that'll be a walk here for Mann. So she'll walk, and 1 out, 1 on here for the Mustangs. Jaden Robb will be at the plate now for the Mustangs. Schneider. Wind up. And the pitch. Inside, and that's going to hit Robb. So Robb is going to advance to first. Hit by pitch there.
My shoulder hurts from seeing that, I'm not going to lie.
Two on, 1 out. Runners on first and second. Watch for that possible double steal again that they executed so well. And it looked like it was going to be on.
For it,
but
yeah.
that pitch is swung on and hit, and Robb is going to come home. That is Mann comes around from second to get home, and an RBI single there for Anna Athey. An RBI double, rather. Athey makes it 14-0 in favor of the Mustangs. A good hit there, right in between the second baseman and shortstop, right in that gap. Now the pitch here, inside.
That was close to the face mask there. Good job to pop the head back there by Peterson.
Good job of getting out of the way. Schneider. With 1 on, 2 on, 1 out. Schneider's pitch is swung on and missed. Peterson swinging on that one. Makes the count 1-1 here. 14-0. Mustangs lead at the top of the second.
And the way she looked to her third base coach and the actions on her body, I think she didn't want to really swing at that.
It's one of those ones where you just almost can't help it. This one's nailed to the gap in right center field. That's going to bring 1 home. That's possibly going to bring 2 home, and it will. And that will bring Robin Athey home. Standing up, an RBI double there for Michaela Peterson. So the second RBI double in a row brings home 2 runs. That makes it 16-0. Now up to the plate will be Shea Asmus. One out, 1 on for the Mustangs. Wind up, and the pitch from Schneider is just outside, and Peterson is going to pull into third standing up. Looks like she was going to steal anyways. That was kind of her body language. It looked like she was going to steal third base either way. Count sits at 1 ball and no strikes. 1 out and 1 on for the Mustangs. Here's the lineup and the pitch. This one swung on and hit. Oh, just out of the outstretched arms of the shortstop. She dove rather.
I was going to correct you, but I'm like, you're going to get that one yourself.
I got it myself. Sometimes the mouth works faster than the brain. Did on that one, but a nice dive attempt there from the shortstop, just past her outstretched arm. That's an RBI single there for Asmus. And now this pitch inside, Asmus is going to steal. 17-0 here is the lead for the Mustangs. Pitch is in there for the strike. It count moves to 1-1 here for Oslin. The 1-1 pitch is on the way, a little bit high. Good job from Reiser to bring that one down. Make sure the runner at second, Asmus, cannot move. So 2-1 is the count now for Roslyn. This one is, oh, that one looked like it should have been in there, but I think he's going to say it was a little too outside, or maybe it was a little low.
I think it was right on that line. Again, another
Yeah.
pitch that either way called, I don't think anyone's upset about.
Ooh, and that one looked like it could have been in there as well. But Roslyn is going to walk here. Tough call there. 2 balls in a row that were right on that line. Could have gone either way, but are called balls, and now Nosbush at the plate with 1 out, 2 on. I keep getting those backwards. I'm looking at the out there and keep saying that one first. Wind up, and the pitch is swung on and hit right to the second baseman, but the first baseman will go over and get it. And the second baseman moves to first. They get the out, but that advances the runners to second and third. So now 2 out, 2 on for the Mustangs. They lead 17-0. And now at the plate is Stefan. Stefan, that first pitch to her is in there for strike 1. Nice pitch there from Schneider. Count sits at 0-1. Line up in the pitch here from Schneider. That one's outside, but great catch there from Reiser. Wow, what a good play there from Reiser to make sure that one does not get behind her. As the runner would have tried to get to home, but just a great play there from Reiser.
That would have been a dangerous one. That would have been one of the ones that just kept rolling and rolling
Yes.
from you.
Schneider with the 1-1 pitch. This one's high. Ball 2. 17-0 Mustangs lead. Top of the second inning. Count sits at 2-1 here for Stefan. Here's the windup and the pitch. Ooh, just low. That should make the count 3-1. So Schneider down 3-1 here. Trying to come back with a strike here. Windup and the pitch. Ooh, just high. That's going to walk the batter, Stefan, and that's going to fill the bases here.
For Abigail Onash coming up now here. It looks like they swap out Hagberg for Onash.
So Onash comes in. Interesting.
I think that's what Coach Whipwreck is talking to the umpire about, maybe.
So a switch here. It looks like Hagberg played third, but it looks like Onash is going to take her place at third base on the defensive side of things. So as we get that change here, ump and head coach for the Mora Mustangs talking. They get it figured out. And I believe the umpire's going to go over and talk to the Pine City head coach just to let her know what is transpired. As the ref gets everything back in his booklet for the changes, we will await. And the pitcher and batter get kind of anxious here. They want to get this at-bat underway, but
Umpire was not ready yet.
Umpire wasn't ready, didn't have his mask on. He makes sure they wait, and Onash up to the plate now for the Mustangs with 2 out, and bases are loaded. This one is hit right towards the pitcher. This should be an out, and it will be. Good job there. First pitch swinging was Onash, but just a good play there from the pitcher Schneider to go out and get it and just underhand it to the first baseman. No need to whip it into first and possibly make a mistake.
What an offensive game it has been here for the Mustangs. Now, bottom of the second inning, the Mustangs have gone through their rotation 4 times.
It'll be interesting to see how Pine City can find their way back in this one. But while we await the bottom of the second inning, we'll take a quick commercial break. You're listening to Softball here on WCMP.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear and Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear and Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
Wellia Health offers sports medicine services at all our campuses in Mora, Pine City, and Hinckley. Dr. Mullen and his team treat a full range of sports injuries for all athletes at any level of competition. If you are injured, we want to help you return to the game as quickly and as safely as possible, providing the sports medicine care you need when you need it to help you live life well with Wellia Health. Call 320-679-1313 to schedule for any location.
Kettle River Pizza is a proud supporter of sports teams and community organizations. Local groups and teams across the state have had amazing success with Kettle River Pizza fundraising. From sausage and pepperoni to chicken Alfredo or the hot Hawaiian, the cheesy deliciousness practically sells itself. Visit Kettle River Pizza fundraising on Facebook to schedule your next fundraiser. It's so easy to get started. Got a pizza craving now? Pick up a Kettle River Pizza at your local grocery store or convenience store today. That's great tasting pizza.
Back here, outdoors. Up to the plate now for the Pine City Dragons is Montebrand. Olivia Montebrand up at the plate now for the Dragons. Here's the windup and the pitch. That one's high.
I believe it's 2-1 now here. Scoreboard not showing yet.
Yeah, not yet. They're a bit behind. That's okay. Wind up and the pitch just inside, and that'll be ball 3. Good at bat here. Good awareness and good eyes here from Olivia Montebrand, because these pitches haven't been easy to lay off of, but just good job at eyeing these pitches. 3-1 pitch is on its way, and that one is hit. Popped up towards the first baseman, and she is going to get it. She gets under it. That one looked like it might go past her outstretched arm, but good job to get under it, just enough to get it for the out. Here's the windup and the pitch. In there for strike 1 to Lydia Blotz.
I think the ump might have gotten her on that check swing there because it looked like it might have been outside from my angle.
It looked like it. And Blotz tried to check her swing, but good swing on a good pitch there from Blotz. That's the one she was looking for. The last pitch, and that was the pitch she wanted right there. And now the 0-2 pitch is on the way. Good eye there from Blotz. She lays off of that one. Some of those softer pitches are hard to lay off of because they're coming in so slow. It looks like you might be able to yank it out to the outfield, but good eye and Blotz with the 1-2 pitch. That one's in there for the strike, and that's going to be a strikeout there for Blotz. Now up to the plate is Cadence Wallenberg.
Cadence Wallenberg.
And the first pitch to her is outside for ball 1. Wallenberg is a lefty here. We've got 2 lefties here for the Dragons. Wind up in the pitch. The 0-1 pitch is tipped. And that goes foul off of the catcher's glove. Moves count to 1-1.
Got to tell you, the urge to make a bench warmers joke there was through the roof.
1-1 is the count. Here's the windup in the pitch. Oh, that one swung on and missed. That was one of a bit lower ones and tried to lay off, but sometimes you're already going through the motion and you just swing through. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And wasting no time and getting the strikeout on Wallenberg right there. And that is the strikeout, and that's how the second inning will end. Good pitching here from Michaela Peterson in this game. So, that is how we end the second inning. And now we move to the third. And we were discussing at the break there. I know there is a mercy rule in softball. We just are not sure of. I think you do have to play at least 5 innings for that to be in place, and we believe it is 15 runs is the mercy rule. So Pine City technically still has time to get some points on the board and to make this game, to get back into this game. But again, we're just not 100% sure of the rules, but we'll get back to you on those. We're going to take a quick commercial break here, word from our sponsors. You're listening to Softball on WCMP.
This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, of people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Visit Town & Country Insurance in Finliston, Hinckley, or Mora today at townandcountry-ins.com.
Back outside for this softball game between Pine City Dragons and the Mora Mustangs. Again, this was originally scheduled to be at Pine City, but the condition of them just wasn't right, and they want to make sure that we keep the players safe and get the best field conditions possible. So they decided to move the game here to Mora. Pine City is still the home team. Mora is technically the away team, even though we're in Mora. So I can't imagine how strange that's got to be for Mora. But either way, it's the top of the third. Mora leads 17-0, and we're to the top of the order again here for the Mustangs. And it'll be Morgan Mann at bat. In her 3 at-bats, she has 2 walks and an RBI triple to her name. Schneider with the windup and the pitch. Ooh, a nice pitch there, but just outside. That was a good-looking pitch there. Good-looking strikeout pitch, too. That one's just outside, so down by this much, maybe experimenting a little bit with her pitches. It's now, again, Dragons have plenty of time to score some runs and get back into this one, as that one goes inside, ball 2. Counts it's at 2 balls and no strikes at the top of the third, with the Mustangs leading 17-0. Schneider, the windup and the pitch. Ooh, that one just outside. Sometimes as a catcher, you try and get that and bring your hand back in a little bit just to see if the ump won't call it. Because that one was, again, right on the edge there. And now this pitch is inside for ball 4. So Mann will get the walk.
So according to the all-knowing Google, I did my own research, and apparently the mercy rule in softball is 20 runs after 3 innings or 10 runs after 5.
So 10 runs after 5. So right now we would be still going to 5 innings, but if they score 3 more runs here due to the Mustangs, we'll be done after the bottom of this third unless the Dragons score some points. And again, they still have a whole bottom of an inning to do that, plus the top of this inning to get some outs. Ooh, that ball out just inside for Schneider, and that moves the count now for Jaden Robb to 2-0. 1 on, no out here for the Mustangs. Runner on first. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's in there. Oh, my goodness, just outside. Ooh, that's a tough one.
The ump is calling it very close tonight. I think there's been 4 or 5 pitches that either way people wouldn't be upset, but it's been right on that line.
And that pitch is high. And it wouldn't have mattered if the ball was in time because it was a walk, so runner advanced to second, and then Jaden Robb gets to first and trips over the base, and she tells her team that they missed it. They missed her tripping. Always good to laugh at yourself, though, when you make a mistake like that. Anna Athey up to the plate now for the Mustangs. This pitch is first pitch swinging. Oh, and it just goes underneath the third baseman's glove, and then it gets out of the left fielder's glove, and that's going to bring 1 run home. That's going to bring 2 runs home. And
it may bring 3 runs home.
Oh, and she's going to hold up at third. And Athey could have probably got into third or home standing up. But either way, she's going to have an RBI triple here.
I don't know if our camera caught that, but Anna Athey looking at her third base coach, she wanted to go for it.
She wanted it. She got around those 2 bases quickly, and I thought they would have waved her, but maybe with being up
19 runs
19,
now.
you don't add on to it. Maybe just hold off a little bit, and that's the right thing to do when you're winning by this much. You don't need to pile on, and looks like we're going to get a mound visit here from head coach Jenna Dennis. Miss Dennis, I had her in math class. I think it was my sophomore and junior year. A great teacher.
A couple of connections this way because Mr. Whipwreck,
yes,
head coach of the Mora team, was my gym teacher for my entire high school career, pretty much.
So, a couple of connections here. Miss Dennis, a very good teacher in math. I was one of the people who I never understood math. As hard as she tried, I never understood it, but a great teacher nonetheless. Though I didn't understand math that well, she's still a great teacher. And both these schools have such great teachers, as do all the high schools around here. Just great teachers. You hear it.
Great staff all around,
You
really.
do. You hear it from the players. You hear it from the coaches. You hear it from just the people in the community, just of how much they appreciate these teachers and what they do. And this year, this season of COVID and everything, they've had an extra hard job, so give them a lot of credit. They've had a tough job here, and plus some of them are coaches, so just that adds on to the frustration sometimes of trying to balance life and coaching and teaching. So they've had a hard job, so just a little shout out to them. And mound visit is over, and Schneider, her first pitch after that is just high for ball 1. Again, Anna Athey got an RBI triple that sent 2 runs home. Makes it 19-0. The 1-0 pitch on the way from Schneider. This one swung on. Oh, just outside of the third baseman's reach. That was, oh my goodness. That was a good hit, a nice hit there.
Great job by the left fielder out there, too, to get that ball in fast because, we've seen it from Mora here. That's been 2 bases almost every single time. So
It has, and that's just good awareness from the left fielder there. Watts just out of her outstretched reach, but the left fielder seen that immediately and ran up on the ball and got it in quickly to stop the runner from advancing to second. It does drive in a run, and that makes it it will make it 20-0. So if this score remains after the bottom of the third, this game will be over. But of course, Minnesota could be different rules, but assuming that is for Minnesota as well, this game will more possibly be over. But we have a whole bottom half of an inning for the Dragons to score, and we've seen if they can get some contact on the ball, man, they've been hitting
very well.
They can. So I wonder if we won't see them make a contact on a couple and see them get these balls hit deep and score a few runs to stretch this game out to where they can't maybe come back. Asmus now at the plate. This one's inside. Pitch is inside as well. Ball 2. 2-0 is the count, and it is not Asmus right now. It is actually Hannah Gravich, who is at the plate now for the Mustangs, so a bit of a switch there. This ball, just high for Schneider, and that moves the count to 3 balls and no strikes. So again, Hannah Gravich coming in for Shay Asmus. 3-0 pitch on the way from Schneider, high for ball 4, and that is going to walk the runner Gravich. Asmus finishes the day with a walk, 2 RBI singles. So now at the plate here is going to be, cannot see the number there, it's 22, so that is Oslin. So Oslin does remain, but we've got a new hitter at the next at-bat. It will be Maddie Callender in for Nosbush. Meanwhile, Oslin, this pitch is in low and inside for ball 2.
And there we see second base again, leading off very heavy, almost halfway between the bags there.
Yeah, so not letting up at all here with the big lead. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 on and none out here for the Mustangs. This one's inside. I think it hit her. It did. So hit by pitch there is Oslin. She'll walk to first. Bases are now loaded. And Maddie Callender again up to the plate in place for Nosbush. So, third base coach letting the ump know of the switch for Callender in for Nosbush. The pitch is on the way and just inside for ball 1. So Nosbush, her day finishes with a walk and an RBI single and then an out at 3 at-bats. So not a bad day there for Nosbush, and this pitch is down low, and Mustang's not going to advance anyone. They're up 20-0, so just a sportsmanship play there. Not going to advance anybody to home plate being up by this much. Again, not that Pine City can't come back from this, but no need to pile on if you're the Mustangs.
When you look at how good you've been playing on defense especially, too, really no need to at this point.
Schneider with the 2-0 pitch on the way. Oh, that one's in there for a strike. Nice job from Schneider. And again, you mentioned it a couple of times here, but this ump, he is keeping that strike zone pretty tight, and he's been consistent at calling it all game, so you got to give him credit as well. I mean, a lot of times umps might stretch it and shrink it as the game goes on. He has been consistent throughout this entire game, and that moves the count now to 2-1. This one inside on Callender, but misses her, so count moves to 3-1. And a walk here would actually send a runner home for the Mustangs.
I don't believe I've seen the Mustangs swing at a pitch so far in this half inning. I'm not sure.
That one's low, and that will be a walk, and that will move Peterson to home plate and Callender to first. So catcher and pitcher are going to come together, have a little conversation before the next batter, Sophie Steffen, comes up to bat. None on, none out, 3 on. I've done that all game. I keep looking at that out at the scoreboard and think, oh, there's none.
Happens to the best of us, don't worry.
Here's the windup and the pitch. That one is in there, but low. That was a good pitch. Just dropped a little too low at the last second. So it will be ball 1. The score now sits at 21-0 here for the Mustangs.
And like you said, most umps throughout the game will maybe stretch that out. So in some instances, that probably would have been a ball, or a strike, pardon.
So the runner moving from second to third is tagged for the out. That is Oslin. But that'll be a fielder's choice, I believe, is how that one will be scored. So I don't know if Steffen will actually get credit for the hit, as again, it was a fielder's choice. So no, the run does come to the plate though, and that was, I believe that was, if I can see, Gravich.
I believe it was Gravich that came across the plate there.
You'd think the fast action of winter sports would help me get ready for the fast pace of some of these games, but
we had an off season too.
Yes, not the case, as I find myself falling behind more times than not.
Going from fall to winter, slight delay too, so
yeah.
Shaking off the rust still.
Getting the rust off here is Schneider, which is, ooh.
Again.
That one right on that line.
Right on that line. I respect the not changing the calls. Wow. Painting right outside the strike zone.
Ball 2. That one swung on, hit right to the shortstop. Could be a double play. Just not in time for the first baseman, but I believe they get the tag. No.
They did not get the tag, and the first baseman was not on the bag. The throw was in time. It's just the first baseman was not standing on the bag.
It looked like the shortstop got the tag on the runner from second to third, but not the case. Oh, this one's going to be hit deep to left field. Nice catch there. And the runner from third, and that's going to be a double play. Triple. No. That should be That should be a double play.
That should be a double play.
That should be a double play because the runner from third came home and she did not go back to third. She did not tag.
She did
so
not.
I believe that's
tag
a double
up,
play.
So it should, yes, it should
and that
be a
should
double
be
play.
the end. It is. Nice
I think they
play
ended it
there.
with a triple play, if I'm going to be honest. The catch, the third base, and I think the ump called her out at second. I think they got the triple play there.
Again, we're shaking off the rust here. So good play there from the Dragons.
Wow.
It was a good hit. It was a good hit, but a nice double play. I remember it's a double play because they tagged one of the runners out there going to third. So it was a double play, but nonetheless, a very good play there. Good awareness from the left fielder to throw it in, and then the third baseman to realize, hey, she didn't tag, so she got the out at third. Very good job there from the Pine City Dragons there. A nice pitch that kind of got her to swing up on that pitch, and it got out to the outfield, and then a nice catch out there, and then a throw in quickly. Make sure the third baseman stepped on the base, on the bag rather, and got the out. A double play there from Pine City. And now we will head to the bottom of the third here with the Mustangs leading 22-0 over the Pine City Dragons. We'll take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll be set for the bottom of the third here in Mora.
Is winter ending? Spring coming? Hopefully soon. But at Aquarius Home Services, we know your furnace has been working hard, and we know warm weather will come. That means it's the perfect time to tune up both your furnace and air conditioner. During March, you can have both done for just $49. Yep, both for just $49. At Aquarius, you'll get amazing professional service and no surprise upfront pricing. We're just a click away at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
M Health Fairview brings world-class care to North Branch. You'll have access to the latest groundbreaking research discoveries, combined with convenient care close to home. In North Branch, their dedicated care team specializes in family medicine, diabetes education, and physical therapy. Most of the staff and providers from the Pine City Clinic are now available in North Branch. To schedule an appointment, call 1-855-FAIRVIEW or use MyChart. Urgent care is also available Monday through Friday from noon till 8 and 9 till 5 on the weekends.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available. Online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
Grace Horak at the plate here for the Pine City Dragons, down 0-2 in the count. Here's the lineup and the pitch, swung on and missed. And Grace Horak strikes out there at the plate for the Dragons.
The path that ball took was almost similar to that of a curveball. It kind of dropped. I think even without the swing, it would have dropped right into the strike zone. So.
And first pitch swinging here, again for the Dragons.
I think that in this inning, they're going to come out swinging for the fences type of thing. You can't really sit on too many pitches here.
And that second pitch is out inside for a ball.
Of course, as I say that,
Sage
immediately proven wrong.
Sage Staber, or Stauber, at the plate now for the Dragons. And that ball is low and will roll back to the fence, but no runners on, so it won't hurt the Mustangs at all. Sage Stauber sits at a 1-1 count. Actually, a 2-1, I apologize. 2-1 count. That pitch is in there. That one just under that top line of what it could have been.
Yeah, again, he's been keeping the strike zone good all day. I respect it.
Ooh, nice swing and hit there from Stauber. Just a quick cut on that one. Trying to get it down that first baseline. But it goes just foul. So 1 out, none on. 2-2 is the count for Sage Stauber. And that pitch went foul. Hit rather. Now the windup in the pitch here. Ooh, it's one of those slow ones where you want to hit it, but you just shouldn't. And good eye on that one from Stauber as now the count moves to 3-2. That one was just inside. There's the windup and the pitch swung on and missed, and that's going to be a strikeout there. And now coming to the plate here for the Dragons is, I believe, Lily Struss. And the first pitch to her is in there for strike one. 22-0, the lead for the Mustangs. Peterson trying to get out of this inning quickly. Wind up and the pitch swung on and missed. And down to 0-2 now, and I believe if the 20-run rule is in effect here for the third inning, this could be it. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way, outside. Peterson has not thrown a lot of balls here in this one. Most of these have been in the strike zone. Wind up and the pitch swung on and missed, and that looks like it could be it. No, I think so. It looks like
They might go
to
five
five
here, I believe.
So the 20-run rule not in effect for Minnesota softball. So we must be going to 5 innings. So
that is a safe bet. I'll agree with you on this one.
So that was the end of the third inning there. Dragons trail 22-0. Yeah, because if I remember correctly, you don't end on an even inning. So we'll see.
Even if they go to 5, though, wouldn't they end on inning 6 then? That would be ending
ending at the 5th inning.
Oh, at the 5th inning. Okay. I knew that. I was just seeing if you knew that.
Ending after 5, I should say. So I see where you're coming from, though. As the Dragons get out there and warm up.
Just trying to test your rust check. Rust check. We'll do it. We'll call it that.
Test my knowledge.
I think I'm the last person that should be testing knowledge, if I'm going to be honest with you.
We move to the top of the 4th inning here between the Mustangs and the Dragons. Again, the Dragons technically the home team here in Mora. Just had to move the site. Field not in the best condition for the players in Pine City, so moved it to Mora. Of course, you want to make sure you get these games played. It's not a normal season, even though it's pretty darn close. It's probably as close as you can get to a normal season here for spring sports, but again, it's not a normal season, so you got to make some adjustments here, and they're trying to get every game they can in without having to reschedule any.
And it's very well possible, too, that the 20-run rule could be in effect in Minnesota. They just want to get more innings played and get these, especially for the seniors, they want to get them their full seasons this year.
I'm going to put my money on the 5th inning thing.
I'm going to put your money. I would put my money on the 5th inning thing, too.
That's all right, though. I'm not going to say no to more spring sports action. Not at all. Jaden Robb will begin this at-bat here for the Mustangs. This one is low and goes just past the catcher. That'll be ball 1. Again, nobody on here for Mora, so it going back to the fence does not hurt anybody. One nothing is the count here for Schneider as she winds up, and the pitch. That one swung on and hit back.
What a save there.
Yes.
The camera could not see it, but what a save.
Had almost hit somebody, but
I think Dad pulled son out of the way there. Wow.
Dad doing a good job protecting.
Staying alert.
Yeah. 1-1 is the count. And outside for ball 2. Robb sits with a count now of 2-1. Schneider has, almost all the at-bats have been behind, but she has been ahead at quite a few times, and that one looked like it might have slipped out of her hand, or maybe she was trying to throw a different off-speed pitch there. It just looked weird as it came out of her hand. But again, it could just be she's testing some of her pitches, seeing what she can get better at, and maybe that was an off-speed one. 3-1 is the count here. Jane Robb, that one, oh my goodness. Just outside on that outside corner.
He's sticking true to the strike zone, and I do respect it. He hasn't moved away in the slightest. He is.
Anna Athey.
He's got to have it painted somewhere.
yes, in his mind. 1 on, none out. The first pitch there to Athey is high. Reiser holds on to the ball, kind of testing the runner from first, saying, try and go to second. Try.
Try it.
But she will go back to first. Athey sits with a count of 1-0, and here's the pitch from Schneider. This one, oh, that one just, I mean, again, right on that outside edge. And it's going to be called a ball, though. Count is 2-0. Wind up, and the pitch. That one inside and just high. Makes the count 3-0.
You know, this, I can say this because I'm not calling anyone out. This catcher needs to be in the MLB. Or not catcher, pardon. Umpire needs to be in the MLB. His strike zone has not differed all day. He has done a great job. The umpires today have been great.
Yes. Very good umpire here today. Athey does get the walk on 4 pitches. And that puts 2 on, none out here for Michaela Peterson, the pitcher. Excuse me.
Still shaking that rust off, I see.
Yes, I apologize. That came out of nowhere. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. And so that ball did hit the ground first, but it does wind up hitting the batter. So that is going to be a walk. I did not know that. That's something new I just learned today. So even if the ball does hit the ground first and it hits you, I believe it's probably as long as you're inside the batter's box, it does still count as a hit by pitch, is what I'm getting at. So bases are full with no outs, and ooh, that one just short. Ball 1 here for Hannah Gravich.
And again, with bases loaded, Reiser again making everyone go back to the plate,
Yes.
go back to the bases.
That one in there for strike 1. Nice pitch there from Schneider. It rolled that inside line, but just enough to where it's in there for strike 1. 1-1 is the count with bases loaded, none out. Here's the second pitch. It is hit and goes back, hits the dugout of Pine City and rolls back. And the count will move to 1-2. So Gravich trying to get more runs on the board here. 1-2 is the count. Here's the pitch from Schneider. This one is inside, goes back to the fence, and we're going to get
The rare
Rob.
triple steal there.
Yes. Rob will come in and score. And the count moves to 2-2. As Gravich is at the plate here for the Mustangs. 23-0 is the score for Mora. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swung on and hit back to the fence. Count stays at 2-2. 23-0. Mustangs lead over Pine City at the top of the 4th. Schneider getting set for the windup, and the pitch is on the way. Low and in the dirt. And again, another good stop there from Reiser.
Really a great game by both catchers on both sides here today. It's been very good, essentially defense by both catchers.
That one's in there for the strike, and that's going to be a strikeout here for Schneider, her first of the game. Congratulations there to Schneider on getting that strikeout. So she'll strike out Hannah Gravich. And now we have another substitution. Peyton Oslin will come out, and in for her will be trying to get the number here, and we cannot see.
I don't believe that she is listed on the depth chart. Nora, thank you.
Nora. So not listed on our depth chart, but we had someone who very kindly let us know who it was. So number 33 here for Mora will be Nora. Still waiting. We're letting the head coach of Pine City know. So Nora at the plate now for the Mustangs in place of Oslin. Here's the windup in the pitch outside, and no runner's going to advance. Don't need to score anymore to the Mustangs. So that first pitch is inside. Ball 1-0 is the count. As the Mustangs lead 23-0. Wind up in the pitch from Schneider. That one's in there for strike one. Schneider comes back on that second pitch and gets that one to ride that inside edge. And gets that one called for strike one. 1-1 is the count now for Mora. Wind up and the pitch swung on and missed. Strike two. Count sits at 1-2 now for Mora. As the Mustangs do lead 23-0. Comfortable lead over the Dragons right now, but wind up in the pitch low. Reiser does a good job of not letting that one get too far away. She blocked it to keep it in front of her, which was very good because if she let that one go back, could have had a runner advance, but does a good job to keep that one in front of her to make sure the runners stay at second and third with no outs. Schneider, this one's on the way. That one's hit in between the first and second baseman. That's going to send one run home. That's going to send another run home, and Mora will get on with an RBI single. An RBI single there for Mora from Mora.
Looks like Maddie Callender will come back out here now.
So Callender in for Nosbush at that last at-bat. Callender walked her last time up. This one's just inside and the ball one. So no outs here for Mora. No outs, one on. And the count now for Callender is 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the second pitch. That's in there for strike one. Good comeback pitch there from Schneider to bring the count to 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is on the way. Swung on and hit straight to the third baseman. Lotz will get it there to the first baseman for out number one. Nice play there from the third baseman, Blotz, to get in front of that one. Field it cleanly, and then just a nice, solid throw to first base. You don't need to, on those ones, you don't necessarily need to absolutely whip it into first, but just kind of an accurate throw on the line. It got there, and a good throw. And another player, unfortunately, who was not on our roster is number 32 for Mora. So one out. We got one on.
From what I've heard from the field, Pine City believes that they're 2 outs.
And the scoreboard does say 2 outs, so.
They just updated it, so I believe that they had not had it updated.
Yes, because Gravitch, she did strike out, so. One ball, no strikes here for the batter for Mora. This one's in there. That one's going to be popped up just on that third base line. It goes foul. One of those quicker pop-ups. One and one will be the count now for the batter wearing the jersey number 32. 25-0 for the Mustangs. 2 out, 1 on. This one's hit. That one's popped up in the infield. And third baseman is there for the final out of the top of the 4th inning. Lydia Blotz with the catch there to end the top of the 4th. And the Dragons trail 25-0 here. Going into the bottom of the 4th here. They'll get an at-bat. And we'll be back after a word from our fine sponsors.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear and Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear and Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
Wellia Health offers sports medicine services at all our campuses in Mora, Pine City, and Hinckley. Dr. Mullen and his team treat a full range of sports injuries for all athletes at any level of competition. If you are injured, we want to help you return to the game as quickly and as safely as possible, providing the sports medicine care you need when you need it to help you live life well with Wellia Health. Call 320-679-1313 to schedule for any location.
Kettle River Pizza is a proud supporter of sports teams and community organizations. Local groups and teams across the state have had amazing success with Kettle River Pizza fundraising. From sausage and pepperoni to chicken Alfredo or the hot Hawaiian, the cheesy deliciousness practically sells itself. Visit Kettle River Pizza fundraising on Facebook to schedule your next fundraiser. It's so easy to get started. Got a pizza craving now? Pick up a Kettle River Pizza at your local grocery store or convenience store today. That's great tasting pizza.
Back at Mora, where we're at this game between the Mustangs and the Dragons. Again, Dragons technically the home team in this one, just had to switch locations due to the field conditions not being what they would have liked it to be. So the Dragons at the bottom of the fourth inning, down 25-0. First pitch swinging is Maish. She struck out her first time around. First pitch swinging here, and she's down the count, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch is on the way. That one swung on and missed. Peterson ahead in the count now, 0-2.
You know, though, two really good pitches and two really good swings, honestly.
Yes.
I don't believe that. I think both pitches probably would have still been inside the strike zone had there not been a swing. Didn't flinch. Totally didn't flinch.
Swung on and foul back and a flinch for
Nope. Didn't you hear me?
Peterson?
Said I didn't. Totally what happened.
The pitch was fouled back there, and the windup of the pitch from Peterson. Oh, and she took something off of that one. Good pitch there from Peterson, and
we brought up those slow pitches
yes.
throughout the night, and that was one of them where she just three just absolute belters back to back to back, and then a nice little slow one there to throw her off.
An off-speed pitch there from Peterson, and now up to the plate for the Dragons is Schneider, their pitcher, Samantha Schneider. She's first pitch swinging. Strike one, and the 0-1 pitch on the way. This one's hit to the shortstop. She's got a chance to outrun the throw, and that one does get to the first baseman, but it drops out of her glove. I believe that's going to be counted as an error. But Pine City has got someone on base now. So now they can start to work things. I mean, they're down 25-0, but if they get some runners on base here, we might start to get some runs home. Catcher Riser. That one's outside, ball one. So 1 out, 1 on here for the Dragons. Eyes are at the plate. Good eye there on the first pitch. Here's the second one. That one's on the way. It's hit right to the first baseman. It goes out of her glove. Reiser has a chance to get on first. She does. And now the runner from second going to third. Oh, and a bit too aggressive there from Schneider.
The miscommunication there on one may have saved them from giving up that double there, or not double, sorry, excuse me. But the two bags there that would have been had there on Pine City's side. So that little bit of error on first base saved them third base.
Montebrand in there. First pitch is in there for strike one, and then trying to get Reiser out at first as she was off the base. Mora leads 25-0, bottom of the fourth. Wind up in the pitch, swung on and fouled back. Again, Montebrand at the plate here for the Dragons. 2 outs, 1 on. Reiser is the runner on first for the Dragons. Here's a windup in the pitch from Peterson. That one's low. Ball one. Count sits at 1-2 here. Or 1-1 is what the scoreboard shows. And that one's a little high. Ball two. 2-1. Well, it is 2-2. 2-2 pitch on the way. Oh, and that is in there for a strike, and that's going to be the third out. And so we go to 5. We will play 5 innings here. Or maybe. I think we'll wait and see. Nope, and that is going to be it here for this game. So, the Mustangs do get the victory here in this one. 25-0.
I believe they were asking if they could do the post-game handshake.
Yes. So no, due to the COVID. But again, a win here for the Mustangs as they get the victory, 25-0 over Pine City. We'll come back. We'll hear a word from our fine sponsors. When we come back, we'll recap this game, and we'll get you some more, get you the schedule for WCMP for next week. Again, you're listening to Softball here on WCMP.
This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, of people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story, because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Visit Town & Country Insurance in Finliston, Hinckley, or Mora today at townandcountry-ins.com.
Is winter ending? Spring coming? Hopefully soon. But at Aquarius Home Services, we know your furnace has been working hard, and we know warm weather will come. That means it's the perfect time to tune up both your furnace and air conditioner. During March, you can have both done for just $49. Yep, both for just $49. At Aquarius, you'll get amazing professional service and no surprise upfront pricing. We're just a click away at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
M Health Fairview brings world-class care to North Branch. You'll have access to the latest groundbreaking research discoveries, combined with convenient care close to home. In North Branch, their dedicated care team specializes in family medicine, diabetes education, and physical therapy. Most of the staff and providers from the Pine City Clinic are now available in North Branch. To schedule an appointment, call 1-855-FAIRVIEW or use MyChart. Urgent care is also available Monday through Friday from noon till 8 and 9 till 5 on the weekends.
Minnesota, it's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani, online at minnesotaequipment.com.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available. Online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear and Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear and Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
Wellia Health offers sports medicine services at all our campuses in Mora, Pine City, and Hinckley. Dr. Mullen and his team treat a full range of sports injuries for all athletes at any level of competition. If you are injured, we want to help you return to the game as quickly and as safely as possible, providing the sports medicine care you need when you need it to help you live life well with Wellia Health. Call 320-679-1313 to schedule for any location.
Kettle River Pizza is a proud supporter of sports teams and community organizations. Local groups and teams across the state have had amazing success with Kettle River Pizza fundraising. From sausage and pepperoni to chicken Alfredo or the hot Hawaiian, the cheesy deliciousness practically sells itself. Visit Kettle River Pizza fundraising on Facebook to schedule your next fundraiser. It's so easy to get started. Got a pizza craving now? Pick up a Kettle River Pizza at your local grocery store or convenience store today. That's great tasting pizza.
Back here for this softball game has reached its final between the Mustangs and the Dragons. The Mustangs get the victory 25-0. Technically, they were the away team because we again switched locations due to just some poor field conditions at Pine City. So we wanted to keep the players safe and have the best field conditions for this game, and the Mustangs get the victory over Pine City again, 25-0. Out of all the games that were going on around us, we had, I think about 4 other games going on besides the one that we were calling. And there's one more going on. It looks like either JV or one of the 7th or 8th grade teams going on. Some more softball action. But looking at some of the stats here from Mora, Morgan Mann, she had 3 walks in this game. She had an RBI triple on the one that she did not walk, so a pretty good game there for Morgan Mann. And then for Jaden Robb, she was 1 for 1, and she was hit by pitch and then walked. And Anna Athey, she was 4 for 4 with 2 RBIs, RBI triple and an RBI double, and a walk in this game. Then Michaela Peterson, she was 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs, an RBI double, and an RBI single. For pitching-wise, she had 8 strikeouts and only allowed 1 hit, so almost the no-hitter there for Michaela Peterson. She had a really good day pitching here for the Mustangs. Then Shea Asmus, she walked once and went 2 for 2 with 2 RBI singles. Then for Oslin, she went 1 for 2. She walked twice and had an RBI there. And then for Lindsay Nosbush, she went 1 for 2. She walked once, had an RBI single, and then had one that was caught. And for Sophie Steffen, she went 2 for 2, an RBI single with 1 hit and a walk and a fielder's choice. So the fielder's choice was one where they tagged her out going to third and didn't throw it over to first, which you want to get the lead runner, so that was just a smart play there from Pine City. For Taylor Hagberg, she had 1 at bat. She did not get on base in that one. For Hannah Gravett, she walked and struck out. Then for Nora, she had an RBI single. For Maddie Callender, she walked and then was out. And for Abigail Onash, she did not get on base twice, so she went 0 for 2 there for Mora. On the other side here for the Pine City Dragons, Olivia Montebrand, she went 0 for 2, struck out once. And for Reiser, the catcher, she struck out once. And for Schneider, the pitcher, she struck out once as well. She had 1 strikeout in that game. And that strikeout looked really good. It was a nice pitch, and she was trying to get her pitches, kind of see what she had in her arsenal to use, and she threw some off-speed pitches that were a little bit outside, but you've seen she was trying to work on it, trying to see what she had, and you know what, if in another game, I think once she gets a couple more under her belt, that's going to work, because they were just outside on a couple of these.
And like we had mentioned with the umpire before, with a different umpire that maybe does adjust his strike zone throughout the night, she probably would have had a couple more strikeouts.
Yeah, I think for sure, because this umpire, he was very good. He kept his strike zone very tight, because on a couple of these, maybe with another umpire like you mentioned, I mean, that he widens it a little bit, and those are definitely strikes for some umpires. But again, just a very good game here for the Mora Mustangs. A very good pitching performance there from Michaela Peterson. She did a good job again, 8 strikeouts here for Michaela Peterson in this game as the Mustangs get the victory. That's 8 strikeouts for Michaela Peterson, but 25-0 is the victory there for the Mora Mustangs. They move to 2-0 on the season. The Pine City Dragons move to 0-1 on the season. Still early here in the season. We got some more action coming your way next week, starting on Monday on the 19th. We have baseball, Bram against Onamia, and then we have on Tuesday we have 3 games for you. Hopefully, Bram Hankley on Monday, then Bram Onamia on Tuesday. Mora Zimmerman softball on Tuesday as well, along with Cambridge versus St. Francis, of course. All these games depending on weather and whether they get moved or canceled and everything. We're still in COVID, so that is still a possibility, but hopefully not. I know these athletes are definitely following everything they need to stay healthy and stay away from it to make sure they have their season again, because some of these seniors, they didn't get to play last year, so I'm sure that they realize that, hey, this is could be taken away from you in an instant. So I'm sure that they are doing everything they can to make sure they get to play throughout this season. Again, our final score here, Mora beats Pine City 25-0 after 4 innings. Again, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Alongside me was Zach Mini McAfee Peterson. Don't worry, you'll be hearing more from him as we go throughout this season. He has a couple of games coming up, I believe, next week. So you'll hear more from him as the season goes on. 25-0 Mustangs get the win here in Mora. Ethan Game Day Gilman alongside Zach Mini McAfee Peterson signing out. Have a great rest of your night.